finally here. Spring, summer, whatever season we happen to be in at the time that you're listening to this. The point is that it's time to get outdoors. And there's no better way to improve your art and enjoy the outdoors by combining the two into what I call sketch walks. So I'm going to offer some outdoor sketching ideas to help you improve your art in this episode. And if you're an artist yourself, or you have children that are budding artists, then this is a perfect way to improve art skills, enjoy the outdoors, and even gain some family time. One of my favorite things to do is to just spend the day outside. I do what I call sketch walks. You can go to bruceoutridgeproductions.com to look at those. And I just like to go out and sketch, enjoy the outdoors, be with nature, be quiet, and improve those drawing at the same time. So, hey, if you have kids that don't like to draw, maybe you're not an artist, but you've got somebody in the family that's an artist, well, let them draw and you take a good book. Or if the other kids are there and they're not really into drawing, hey, bring a soccer ball and put them at the other end of the park or something. And everybody has something to do, and it's a great way to enjoy a day, enjoy some family time, and enjoy the arts at the same time. So what should you be doing? Let's say you want to go on a sketching walk and you've never done one before. You're not sure what to do. What should you do? The first thing is to think about comfort, okay? So obviously the basics of suntan lotion, bug spray, maybe first things you want to put on the list. But again, dressing for the weather, maybe dressing in layers. It's one thing wherever you live, it may be hot, and then you go somewhere else, whether it's up north or by a lake, and it's a little cooler. So keeping that in mind when you go on a sketch walk. Now, some of the things that you want to bring, you want to look at things like a comfortable chair. I know it really looks, you see these movies and it looks amazing to sit on a rock and do that. But I can tell you what your butt can endure is how long your sketch will take. So I like those folding chairs myself. A small table, if you're doing something like watercolor, would also be handy. But try to go as light as you can so that you can move around as much as you can. And that's really important. Where do you go? Well, where I like to go will depend on what I want to sketch. As a professional cartoonist, people often think that all I draw is cartoons, but what I really enjoy drawing is landscapes and buildings. In fact, when I started my business, it was pen and ink landscapes is what I was doing. So I don't sell those anymore, but I enjoy sketching landscapes and drawing outdoors. So I will look for things like a barn. Maybe I'll look for, a good tree that I like to. I like the texture of trees, so maybe looking for a tree to draw. Maybe it's an old home to draw. It could be anything. It could be a car. Could be whatever you'd like to draw. Could be birds, squirrels. Whatever you find in nature is a good thing to do. So I always go by subject first. If I decide where am I going to go and sketch, I go by what I feel like drawing that day. And if I feel like drawing barns, well, I live in an area where there's no barns, so I'm going to have to take a drive up north or into the country in order to do that. Once I've found that, I'm going to go by location. So again, it'll sometimes determine by where your subject matter is, but at the same time, what you really want to look at is try to find some of these beautiful parks. We have some great provincial parks here in Ontario, and I try to go to a different one. So when I'm picking one, I try to go to different locations all the time, and it's a great way of seeing something new and also still enjoying the day. So some of our provincial parks are great places. Some places in your local area, wherever you are, is a great place to do that. And, if you don't have that, hey, you can always go for a walk down in a marina or something like that. But just wherever you like to go, and I always try to go somewhere different. What materials do you need? Some of the things that you need nothing more than a pencil and a piece of paper, but the option's yours as to what you want to take. I really enjoy the little micron pens because there's no mess with them. They come in different sizes, and I kind of just work pen and ink a lot of the times. I like a hardcover sketchbook because that way when it's in your lap, you've got something strong to draw on. And of course, I always take my cell phone, not only for music, because I like headphones and listen to my music while I draw, but also to take pictures, reference pictures, and so you can make this a really great day out in nature. Of course, a chair, whatever chair. I keep a fold-up chair in my car, which I have it all there all the time. So whenever I feel like sketching, I don't have to worry about did I bring a chair or what have you. And then if you want to change it up a little bit, you can actually expand that. Sometimes I take watercolor paints with me if I think I'm going to be in an area longer. You can take markers, you can take pencil crayons, crayons work great. The only thing you have to watch is when you're in the heat that they don't melt on you, and that's happened to me before. So I'm going to urge you to get outside, enjoy the great outdoors, and improve your art at the same time. So here's a challenge for you. If you want to try doing this, choose a park in your area that has a walking trail, because now you make it kind of a hike at the same time as you're making it a sketch walk. And that's why I call them sketch walks, because it's not just about the sketch, it's about how you got there and the type of areas that you go to. Try to choose a place you've never been before. So that's the first thing. The second thing is decide what you're going to do, at least one sketch on location. So you want to make sure that you are going to at least complete one sketch at the location. A lot of times that will take me about an hour, hour and a half. And so, if I'm going to do 2 sketches, I got to be prepared to have 3 hours in the area. And that may or may not be too long, depending on if you're bringing young kids with you or what have you. So that's the second thing. So the first, and then the third thing is to challenge yourself to learn one thing about the location that you're in. So a lot of these beautiful parks have plaques there where you can read about the history of the park, or you can find out about some of the nature in that park. Learn about the areas you're going. Like, don't just go and just walk, but try and learn about those areas. So here's the 3 things for your challenge. If you want to go on a sketch walk, choose a park that has a walking trail so that you can make it more of a hike, and try to go someplace you've never been before. The second one is decide that you're going to at least complete one sketch on location. So you're not just going to take a picture and then go home. You're going to actually sit there. When you draw, you're going to take in that subject matter a lot nicer and a lot sharper than if you just took a photograph of it. And then I'm going to challenge you to learn something about whatever place you go to. Try and learn something about that place, and that will be very kind of a history lesson for you. And if you can incorporate that into your sketch, even better. All right, so enjoy your sketch walk. I hope that helped with a few outdoor sketching ideas. Feel free to post your pics or tag me on Facebook and Instagram. You can find us on Facebook at bruceoutridgeproductions.com. Same on Instagram. So, hey, if you go out there and you found this interesting and helpful, tag us so we can see what kind of art you're doing. Thanks very much for watching, and you can find a lot more about sketch walks, art tips, all of that at Bruce Outridge Productions.